that's come in higher by about 12%. The PAT is lower by 19%, and the EBITDA as well has gone down by about 3.6% or so. Alli Rani, who is the Director of Finance at CONCOR, joins us on the show right now. Rani, hi, afternoon. Firstly, your numbers across the board have come in below street expectations, and are even lower on a sequential basis. You've taken a price hike to pass on the haulage rate increase by Indian Railways, which was expected to improve realization, but that seems to have hit the volume traffic hard, even if we adjust for the one-off rail disruptions. What is the sense that you're getting about how business is likely to pan out from here?
Yeah, you're right. The results for us, the performance during this quarter was really not up to our own expectations. As you know, as you already stated, there were some technical issues. There was some breaches in the Pipavav port, which was giving us a good share, and even to the JNPT, in the JNPT route, we had to suffer some technical problems, which we had to reduce our running of trains. But all that is in the past, so we are looking at the future, the next 3 quarters positively. We did have a very fresh impact of the both the price haulage rate hike by the Indian Railways, as well as the service tax new guidelines, which under which we don't get credit for what we actually pay. So these two impacts was very fresh in the first quarter, but I suppose the economy is resilient also, and I think with all the optimism around, these things would be absorbed, the effects would be absorbed, and we should be doing better, and I think we will stick to our forecast now, and we're very optimistic.
Dr. Rani, run us through what has led to a decline in your volumes this time around.
As I told you, the volume was, the domestic segment was hit badly by the haulage rate hike, and the EXIM also had to face other issues. As I told you, the train running itself had to slow down to some of our major ports, like the Pipavav port, which had a breach, and the railway line had a breach there. And then in Itasi there was a fire which again damaged the rail system, so there was some stagnation in the trains there. So this was a major effect. All these combined in the first quarter of this year has hit us. But I think in the next quarter you would definitely see major improvement, because these two major reasons, the Pipavav port breach and the Itasi, these are just one of reasons. They don't happen all the time, and as of now they are both okay. Both are settled and our trains are running again. So I think we have put it in the past, and the next quarter itself we should see a definite improvement in our volume performance.
Another concern has been the kind of pressure that you're witnessing on your operating profitability, which is reflected in your EBITDA margins as well. And in fact, the EBIT for domestic segment have sharply dropped also by more than 80%. What's the visibility on each segment in the near term then?
Domestic, definitely our margins in domestic have always been under pressure, but the additional, because we have very acute competition from the roadways in the domestic segment. But this time the service tax new guidelines under which the abatement benefit, when we take the abatement benefit, then we are not able to take credit. These new guidelines really affected us. First, our initial reaction was that okay, we would charge service tax for the full amount so that we'd get credit. But later when we saw that really impacted our traffic volumes, midway during the first quarter we reversed our tactics and we decided to absorb the service tax impact. So that hit our EBIT margins.
Analysts in fact are
but we are working on strategies, yeah.
Right. Analysts in fact, Rani, are penciling in a 10% growth for EXIM and a low single digit 2 to 3% growth. What is it that you're aiming? Do you hope to better this performance and beat analyst estimates going forward?
Yes, definitely. As I told you, yes, haulage rate hike when it comes, and service tax guidelines when that impacts our prices. These in the short term, in the very short term, there is a shock. and the customers react. There is a shift to road, but eventually the customers know that the rail movement really gives them a lot of benefits, and they come back. So we are very positive that this first quarter had a very fresh impact of both these hikes. Now we see the traffic coming back, and I think in the next 2 quarters you'll see definite improvement.
Okay, we'll let you go on that note then. Thanks so much for joining in and giving us that view.